in an obvious attempt to contribute to the counter programming to The Flash, Sony has decided to release No Hard Feelings a week early. So I got a chance to see it. Listen, okay, so is the film funny? Sure. There's some issues with the comedy that I particularly had, but the audience that I saw it with, and it was pretty packed. And I switched movie theaters, and the other theater was packed too. So there's an audience for this film to see Jennifer Lawrence in her first raunchy R-rated comedy. Her first, okay. Does she carry this movie? I think she really, really does. She carries this movie. She is funny, but what I noticed is, especially in the beginning, there was too much time or too many beats between the jokes. I think the jokes, there was too much space before you got the punchline. It felt like they were asking, her character was asking for the laugh instead of telling the joke. That's what I felt. But it does, as it goes on, it gets funnier. Andrew Barth Feldman, he plays Percy. He is really, really funny. He delivered his jokes in this way because he's wrapped in so much innocence that his jokes, because they're rooted in innocence, were really, really funny. So what's it about? Jennifer Lawrence plays this woman. She's in her 30s who is really struggling. She lives in Montauk and she's trying to save her mother's house, but all of these wealthy vacationers, where they summer in Montauk, they are descending on this small town, and really in her own way, it's saying that they're gentrifying Montauk. The wealthy are gentrifying Montauk, and she wants to do whatever she can to save her house. Well, she ends up losing her car. She hasn't been paying her taxes, and so they're levying some of her possessions, and one happens to be a car, which she uses to Uber because she's got to save like $7,000 so that she can pay back taxes. So she's been Ubering and bartending, trying to make ends meet. Well, the car gets levied, so she doesn't have a car, and now she has to use skates to get back and forth to work. Well, she responds to this ad, which you've likely seen if you saw the trailers. She responds to this ad, this young 19-year-old boy who is about to go to Princeton in the fall, but he has a failure to launch. He is book smart, but not very street smart, or just not very savvy. And so his parents, played by Matthew Broderick and Natalie Morales, they put out an ad that's asking for a woman closer to his age to groom him, or, to deflower him, I'll say, to get him ready for Princeton, where he'll get a harsh reality. He hasn't had a girlfriend. He really doesn't have any friends. He's a loner, but he's troubled by something. Very talented, but troubled by something, and they want to prepare him for Princeton. And his father, played by Matthew Broderick, went through a similar situation. Anyway, Jennifer Lawrence is older than the ad asks, but she responds because what she's offered is this Buick, which she can use so she can continue to Uber. So she really needs a car, and that's why she responds to this ad and agrees to this setup. He is really hard to crack because he is just fearful and not trusting of anyone. And so the movie really is about her breaking him or cracking the shell. And you can guess, like, it's no originality here, really. It's hard. And so they go through this very long arc. They go through the story just continues as she tries to break him down, and break him down until he gives in. And the longer it takes keeps her away from her goal of saving money, and she needs this car to do it. And I won't spoil it, but as you can imagine, he finds out. But anyway, so that's really the movie. Again, he is the comedic relief. I think he does a better job at delivering the humor in a more organic way than Jennifer Lawrence does. She is hilarious. She really is. But in that, again, in the beginning, it takes some time to get into a rhythm because those silent beats where she's begging for the laugh isn't as funny. But she gets her groove. I recommend this film. I think you'll have, the audience was laughing so hard. It was funny. It is funny. And there's enough sustainable humor to want to pay to see it in the theater, for sure. For sure. It is worth seeing in the theater. It is, yes. Do I want to see? And she has this really great, she's been nominated for Oscars because she has this really good scene where you're saying, oh yeah, that's the Jennifer we've always known. She still got it, and she makes sure that there's a scene where she shows that her mojo is still with her. There's a scene where you can see it. But yes, I think this is worth seeing in the theater. It's nothing new. We've seen it before, Risky Business or whatever. We've seen this film before. And I like this side of Jennifer. I think she's good. I think this will also do decently in the theater when it catches on, when people realizes that it is funny. It is funny. At any rate, No Hard Feelings will be released wide this coming weekend. Are you planning to see it?